across a significant body of work that paints the landscape of Australia quite beautifully, using the words of the wonderful Judith Wright. And yeah, I mean, that one that you just heard is about, you know, the devastation after bushfires, which of course you don't get them in England.
Not really.
No, not
really.
like we do, you know, every summer. And when we were rehearsing, it was the height of summer, and in fact, I think that morning there was another, you know, crazy bushfire in Victoria, I think, earlier this year. And so yeah, I think it's a distinctly Australian
Bizarrely,
thing.
where I come from Ireland, and in parts of Ireland, you know, they actually, on purpose, they burn heather.
Yeah.
They do this on purpose.
To prevent fires? Or?
It's something to do with it kind of rejuvenates it.
Yeah,
So,
well, there is something amazing about the bush after the bushfire.
Yeah.
It's like
but of
new
course,
birth.
you know, these are very different prospects. This in Ireland and Scotland and places like that, it's all very controlled, of course.
Yeah.
And
We do some of that too, but yeah. So it's just very distinctly you know, Aussie. And she was a very strong voice.
She certainly was.
Mm.
Why did you actually choose Judith Wright?
Well, it's a bit embarrassing, but I didn't know. I never studied her until the building opened in the valley, and I was like,
Oh, Judith Wright.
"Oh, who's Judith Wright?" Because I missed her. It's like the generation above me studied her at school, so kind of maybe 40s, 50s, and above. Everyone kind of knows Judith, but my generation, we kind of don't. I mean, generally speaking. So I went and there was a building named after her, literally, and I discovered her work then about 10 years ago. And I think for me, there are two themes of her work that resonate particularly strongly with me, and that is her deep desire for a true and meaningful reconciliation between Indigenous and non-Indigenous Australians, and a need to pull our heads out of the sand or out of the burning rivers or whatever it may be, and look after our environment and preserve our ecology. Yeah, so...
I mean, extraordinary that many of the things that she was writing about 100 years ago are absolutely current affairs. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, women are still walking around with a little slit for eyes in 50-degree heat and not getting educated and being ripped out of classrooms and so on and so forth right now, which is absolutely terrifying, I think.
Yeah, she was a badass woman,
Yeah.
badass Queensland woman, and
We need more of them.
yes, and yeah, so it's been a privilege really to get to know her words, and funnily enough, our first rehearsal was on Australia Day,
Yeah, that was weird.
which was bizarre because I have not traditionally celebrated Australia Day since I found out kind of really what it is, which is a celebration of cultural genocide. Well, not just cultural genocide, you know. So, but we talk about it with our kids in a way, and we usually do a little bit of both and celebrate great white Australia and try to celebrate great Aboriginal Australia. But it was quite funny that just strangely not
And I
planned
think we
at
just
all.
arrived on Anzac Day, didn't we?
Oh my God, did it too?
Very
That's
odd.
right.
So the whole thing's meant to happen.
Wow,
But you know,
that's
like,
bizarre.
going back to the music just for a moment, I don't think even we could have imagined
No.
how
What would happen.
powerful these songs are. Really, I think coming back to them now,
Yeah, that
after a
was
couple of
good.
months away,
Yeah.
is you get, you know, we put a lot of work into these songs back in January, and coming back to them now, you suddenly, I think,
They're imbued
I think
with
tomorrow night you better prepare for the first.
Do you feel like you've connected more with Judith Wright perhaps through her music? Like I myself, I play a lot of Jimi Hendrix sort of stuff. I'll never be like that, but I feel like I understand what he's getting at a lot more. Like I understand his music better, so I feel like a little more connected to that sort of style or his time, because he's obviously a lot before my time. Do you get that kind of a thing?
I reckon her words are pretty timeless, actually. Is that kind of what you mean, like relating to when she lived, or...?
I suppose more so as a person. I mean, if she's got a specific perspective on the world. I mean, Jimi Hendrix was, you know, taking a lot of LSD and this sort of thing. And so when I play his music and the way he plays and the way he's, you know, the way he gets the sounds.
You have to
you have
copy the great man.
Yeah,
I understand
and
that. Yeah.
I get better at everything else that I play for playing someone like Jimmy. So it's the way he plays things. I get a feel for how he does it, and then I can develop
Well,
other
this is kind of
styles.
different because no one's played these songs before.
Right.
So it's, I mean, they were written, we were the first people
Yeah.
to play them, which is a great privilege.
So actually, yeah, I'm not.
So tomorrow night's the world premiere. Like, you guys are the first people in the...
That have
So
heard that.
Yes, live.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Amazing,
true.
amazing. But just listening here, there's that real Australian feel. I could feel the bush and
Yeah,
yeah.
literally, and the birds singing,
Yes.
and
That's right.
fabulous.
Yeah.
That's fabulous.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, of course, I mean, you're from here, you were born here, but you
But
know,
I'm a paddy underneath
we
it all.
have been coming here for a long time, and we have a great affinity with this country. At least we'd like to think we have. And you know, you have an amazing array of composers.
Yeah.
There's really a very strong Australian voice, I feel,
Yeah.
in the world of music today, and I think you should
I
be very
agree.
proud of that.
Australians who haven't left Australia don't realise how badass Australian composers are,
Yeah,
really.
terrific.
Yeah. And voices and instrumentalists and, you know, I mean, Paul Dean, who has written another piece for us, you know, he's an internationally regarded soloist, Elena Katz-Chen and Richard Tognetti, of course, you know, they're all highly regarded
Yep.
all over the world, so, yeah.
And they've really stepped up to the challenge in this.
Richard was I was very naughty. I only asked Richard like just before Christmas. Because I
Astonishing.
kind of thought, oh, he'd just be too busy with the ACO. But then I said, oh, like, do you
But
think
did you
maybe-"
send him Method Drinker, or did he?
He picked it. No, he picked it.
Because
He
I think
picked a
he's
very
geez,
intense
he's
poem.
really come up with something really quite I don't know.
Well, for me, it sounds
Extraordinary.
like a spiritual,
Yeah,
like they call them Negro spirituals, you know, that kind of, it's got that
Yeah.
deep sadness in it.
and yet it's almost Schubert in the same.
Mm.
It's weird. It's
And
an
Purcell,
extraordinary.
there's bits of kind of
yeah,
Purcell
yeah,
kind of
old.
stuff.
Amazing song.
Yeah, it's fun for us. So, well, I mean, it's intense, but it's fun. The second half of the concert will be a bit more fun. Like some of the songs that the Brodsky Quartet have written with Elvis Costello and the stuff with Björk, which is like a ridiculous dream of mine to be able to sing with the quartet that played with Björk.
Oh.
Kind of, you know, oh my God, I've loved her forever.
Well,
yeah.
it was odd, you know, when we were discussing what to play. I mean,
We couldn't pick. There were
because
too many good ones.
pretty much all the Björk songs, like we did 23 songs with her, and pretty much all of them we haven't played since she went off to New York, and and you know, our lives moved. So it's been many years since we played a lot of those
She's
songs.
having an affair with, well, not an affair, but she wants to have an affair with
She
David
would.
Attenborough.
In which case, I know
making
she's.
machines
Oh
with,
my God.
Well, you, Astro, it's more your kind of world, Astro.
Astrophysics?
Well, she's obsessed with pretty
Yeah.
kooky stuff. You should watch this documentary of her and David Attenborough. It's pretty
Funny,
much just
man.
her the whole time.
I
Like,
know.
can I have your babies? She's so in love with him. It's gorgeous.
It is odd.
And she built this amazing instrument. I don't know what it's called, but it's bizarre. Like, she's got on a beautifully odd, awesome.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Have some more questions about the show. Do you have any questions, Karen?
Just where after you obviously toured the show, do you expect to continue somehow? Or this
We'd
would
love-
be
I mean,
amazing.
Of course,
Yeah.
to-
surely with any luck. I mean, this should become part of the repertoire, shouldn't it?
Yeah.
I'd
It's
really
a
love,
song cycle.
yeah, I'd love anyone to make
exists.
it their own. You know, I'd love to
Yeah.
hear other people play and sing it. Even a tenor, it doesn't have to be a female voice.
Mhm.
And we're trying to get the pianists, the composers, to do some piano reduction scores
Right.
as well, so
Good.
that you can do it just with the pianist. Because
Nice.
getting a string quartet is sometimes tricky for singers. So, yeah, no, I'd love
Cost
to.
the same.
Just to,
Amazing.
Yeah,
My
I felt like you had another
knowledge,
question
I
after your
did.
Hendrix thing.
because I felt like that may have been slightly misplaced, simply because so this has been entirely written, totally new
Yeah.
for tomorrow night. And how long have you been rehearsing
We
this
just,
for?
you saw the first, we just made it.
We just arrived.
Just
Just
arrived,
now?
yeah.
No, but we.
No, we made the album, so we met
I was
on
gonna say-
Australia Day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we met.
Like,
yeah.
how long has this
No,
production
we met
been
on
in work?
Australia
We
Day.
did.
We did 2 days rehearsal,
Mhm.
then we did 2 days recording.
Yeah.
So that's that. So that's 4 days rehearsing and recording,
Wow.
and then
Yeah.
a couple of days mixing, and then
Yeah.
now
That
we
is
just
amazing.
started.
And it's today just the rehearsal day, just to
Yes.
prep up for the
For
opening
tomorrow.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
And obviously, what the taste we've just had now
Yeah.
is, oh my
That was
God,
the
you guys are
first
so
playthrough.
tight. You know.
Well, when you record,
That's-
the amazing thing about the Brodskys that I loved, which I think this is pretty bizarre, when we were in the studio, we'd do it and I'd say, do you want to have a listen back? And they'd go, no, we've got it. Okay, so next song. And I was like, okay, wow, these guys are full on. Whereas most musicians go back in and make sure that they knew they had it.
Yeah.
So, and because we were so time poor,
Yeah.
and we did 10 pieces in 2
Yeah.
days. So.
Wow.
Well, this is amazing for you, Katie.
Oh my God,
You,
it's
yeah, as you say, a world premiere tomorrow night.
In Brizzy.
And to be, in Brisbane, which is your hometown, amazing. And to be working with the likes of yourself, amazing.
So looking forward to it.
Judith's
Yeah.
daughter's coming to Canberra.
Oh, lovely.
And can I just get, would you like to get Katie to